Hey guys, Super Godzilla Final Wars here. Today I'm back for another video. So yeah, today I'm going to be talking about the Godzilla Family Remake. The series that you guys were supposed to see this year, but unfortunately thanks to my mistakes and very slow lack of buying all the Godzilla figures that I need to get this freaking series done and over with, you guys never got your chance to see the Godzilla Family Remake. But for those who are new to the channel, I'm going to explain to you what the Godzilla Family Remake is. This is just for those who are new to the channel and have never heard of the series before. So I'm going to go on ahead and explain what the Godzilla Family is. So without further ado, let's get started. So the Godzilla Family Remake is a series that I did before, but did not went out so well, and I really did not like on how the way it turned out. So what I decided to do is do a remake of the series. This particular remake is, well, the original was a crossover between Godzilla and Attack on Titan. Probably my first Godzilla and Attack on Titan crossovers that I did. I think. I'm not 100% sure. But the Godzilla family is a series that features a family of Godzillas. Not the MonsterVerse Godzillas, but different incarnations of Godzilla. Basically all from Toho, like different incarnations, like say Showa, Heisei, Millennium, Legendary, Shin, and Anime. However, there are certain Godzillas that will not be. There are a lot of Godzillas that are not a part of the family. Like for example, Godzilla in Hell. The reason why he's not in not in the family is because I literally I did find the Godzilla in Hell comic book series really entertaining, but I just don't like on how the character was basically like. And people are calling him the most powerful Godzilla, that he can overpower almost all the Godzillas. And I know what you're going to say, because he can. But let me just say, in my AU, there is no Godzilla in Hell. There may be a Godzilla in Hell in your AU or in someone else's AU, but there's no Godzilla in Hell in my AU. Parabon Baron Godzilla is trying to become a part of the Godzilla family, but is failing very, very much. He's just failing. And the reason why he is a disgrace is because, well, for one, he shoots fire. Godzillas are not supposed to shoot fire. They're supposed to shoot an atomic breath. The second thing is he shoots laser beams out of his eyes. Basically like a Superman ripoff. And Godzillas are not known to shoot lasers out of their eyes unless Toho or Legendary decides to change that. And plus he only has one row of spines and doesn't have the iconic Godzilla roar. And plus he has a sun that breathes smoke, rains, and flies. So, yeah. So the remake, on the other, so back to me explaining the remake. So the Godzilla Family remake is where, well, in the old stories, Godzilla Earth was the father of Eren Yeager and legendary Godzilla. In fact, Eren's Godzilla form is in fact 2019 Godzilla / 2021 Godzilla. However, and his brother was Heisei Godzilla and his nephew was GMK Godzilla. And I just did not like on how that story went out. Back then I also used to ship Godzilla and Mothra. But now I don't ship those two anymore. I ship Godzilla with his own kind. That and the remake had my own version of Kaiju Girls. But now the remake, all the Godzillas are just one big family. And three actually. Zilla Jr., Legendary Godzilla, and Godzilla Earth eventually become a part of the Godzilla family. The reason why Zilla Jr. is part of the family and not his, parent, his father/mother, because of one thing. He died from missiles. Zilla Jr., on the other hand, proves to be immune to missiles, just like an actual iconic Godzilla, and plus he actually has an atomic breath. And plus this series did really, really good. And plus, Gojira, aka Godzilla 1954, he is the one who decides on who should become a part of the family or not. Through him, it is his decision on who can become a part of the Godzilla family. And it makes sense because he is the first Godzilla that appeared in, not just in the movie, but in what happened in my AU. So, yeah. Only Godzilla 1954 can decide on who becomes a part of the family or not. And the Godzilla family is not just a family of Godzillas, but it's also a family of kings and gods. Yes, you heard me. Almost every Godzilla is rather a king or a god. However, the Godzillas are trying to decide on what they should do with the human race. Because the human race had been basically annoying to them. Very annoying. So, wasn't until Godzilla Final Wars, the next in line of the King of the Monsters and the main Godzilla protagonist in this AU, he comes up with the idea to basically go attack on Titan on the human race, but not just an ordinary attack on Titan style. They're going the rumbling style. Basically, you can call it the Godzilla rumbling. Mainly because of Earth Godzilla becoming 300 meters. Also, in this AU, he is Legendary's half-brother. Just like in Godzilla Meets the Name Command Darkness, Earth Godzilla is Legendary Godzilla's half-brother. So in this AU, he's not the god of the monsters, at least not just yet. Not just that, he is also the younger brother, but somehow he gets to 300 meters. And is a lot more older than his freaking brother. Somehow. After going on the Attack on Titan rumbling style, this is more like a Godzilla Monster Planet reference. The humans all the humans except for a good handful leave the Earth, only leaving few surviving humans alive on the Earth, which eventually ends up leading to the fairy tale characters. This may have gone through 20 years for them, for humans, but for the Godzilla family and all of the Kaiju, it has been 20,000 years. Yes, you heard me. 20,000 freaking years. So the human race had changed and evolved in ways that not even the Godzilla family is quite used to. Even a few humans almost all humans actually gain magic abilities. Again, this leads up to the fairy tale characters. The fairy tale characters eventually end up meeting the Godzilla family. Not only that, but the Godzilla family meets the Kaiju girls. The Kaiju girls are all the Kaiju girls are from a different universe. However, their universe was destroyed, unfortunately. But they didn't know who destroyed their universe. They all assumed that Queen Ghidorah did it, but Queen Ghidorah had nothing to do with their universe being destroyed. So they all decided to stay in the Godzilla family universe. At the same time, they ended up falling in love with the males of the Godzilla family. All the female Kaiju girls fall in love with the male Kaiju, you could say. And not just that, each fairy tale character is bonded to each Godzilla. I can't remember all the characters or who was bonded to who, but I only remember a few. I remember Gray and Ultir being bonded to Godzilla Final Wars. And also in this AU, Gray and Ultir are the leaders. Oh, and one more thing, Gray and Ultir are also a couple. So for those who see them as siblings, this series may not be for you. So, just a quick heads up. And yes, I do not ship Gray and Juvia. I do not like that character. Spore was bonded to Snow Godzilla. Natsu and Lucy were bonded to Zilla Jr. Jalal and Urza are bonded to Shin Godzilla. And I think Wendy was bonded to Legendary Godzilla. Yeah.